The opening of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Make this your easiest holiday shopping season ever. From toys, and what boy doesn't want a toy?
A lovely toy.
A toy and clothing to the Kindle Fire.
Don't do it.
Our Amazon page.
Tipping your
Didn't see that coming, did you?
Saves you money and supports the show. Get gift wrapping and gift cards there, too. And Amazon does the shipping for you. Not the shopping for you, for God's sake.
No, the shopping's
You
the
do the
fun part.
shopping.
They
They
can't
do
do
the
that.
shipping.
I'm a member of Amazon Prime.
Me too.
Which gives you 2-day shipping on a lot of items. Most items,
free.
actually, for free.
You just say free, guys.
2-day shipping for free. You
No
can't
four?
beat
No.
that with a stick.
Why?
You
Now
shouldn't.
listen, it's the holidays. We're right around the corner. This is officially now, as we pass Halloween, we get into the Thanksgiving era. Then it's just Katie bar the door.
Yes, it is.
all the way. And who is Katie, and why did she bar the door?
We'll ask her during the election special.
But Amazon, this is extremely important, and I just want to say it right now,
Please.
so I don't have to repeat myself.
Right.
The fact is that we rely on your holiday shopping through Amazon more than any single fundraising aspect of this show.
That's true.
If you want this show to continue, do your shopping through the Mike O'Mara Show page. You go to our website, MikeO'MaraShow.com, click on Amazon, and then you bookmark it. It's easy. Do all your Amazon shopping through our website, and you help the show without any extra cost to you.
Everybody wins.
There's no better way to help yourself and the show, and do your holiday shopping with us, please. That's the Amazon link at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Bookmark it now so it's handy every time you need it.
Thank you, Mike, and happy Halloween.
Thank you, Rob.
It is Halloween here at the Mike O'Mara Show, and it's very
is.
exciting because it's time now for the Mike O'Mara Show to go to hell.
Oh.
Yes, we have an exclusive get today, the Prince of Darkness, Old Scratch, Old Nick, Beelzebub
I'm
himself.
scared.
There he is, everybody. It's Satan.
Hello there,
Hi, and you are?
Jack Cassidy.
But you're dressed like the devil.
Well, I'm down here.
Yes.
I actually am the devil.
How you
I'm
doing,
anything
Prince?
you want me to be. I'm one of the most skilled character actors in the world, but I am
You sure
dead,
are.
so I'm down in hell. Happy Halloween, Scarecrow.
Those are really nice red tights.
Thank you so much. I noticed that if you see me hike up my little satin sport jacket, you'll see that
don't
you
do
can
that.
tell what religion I am.
Jack. Who are
Jack
you?
Cassidy.
Jack Cassidy.
Jack Cassidy. Happy Halloween.
Big day for you, what with it being Halloween and
Oh,
all.
absolutely. I love All Hallows Eve.
Jack,
Yes.
do you ever feel like dressing up?
I love to dress up.
Like what?
Sometimes Marie Antoinette. Sometimes
Not
the
surprised.
very late and very talented Ethel Merman.
Yes.
I love dressing up as Marilyn Monroe.
What about
I
like
also enjoy dressing up as as Betty Boop I was for one Halloween.
There's
That was hot.
a lot of those that seem to be women. What about like
What's that, Rob?
A lot of those seem to be women. Do you ever dress up like a hobo? Or
Oh, yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I dressed as Judy Garland.
That's not a hobo.
When she said, well, she played the hobo.
No,
Don't
but
you remember that outfit that she played
Of course I
in?
did. She did a duet with Fred Astaire,
She's
but,
been down on her luck.
Yes.
but I'm thinking,
Jack Cassidy!
how about like one of the more standard Halloween? How about you could dress up as a spaceman?
Or a space lady. How about a creature from that show Star Trek, the Green Lady?
Oh, yeah.
I was her one year.
Really?
Speaking
I
of
was
ladies,
marvelous.
Jack,
And I dressed up as Anne Margaret.
You
one
look
year.
good. You look good as a woman.
Thank you very much.
do you love the fact that Halloween gives women excuses to dress slutty
Yes.
and not be judged?
It doesn't bother me that much, but I don't pay much attention to it. I like Halloween because it gives everybody a chance to be someone they're not, but they want to be.
Like
Jack
what?
Cassidy, huh?
Like when you dressed as Marilyn Monroe?
I'll tell you something. This bit is all over the place. You're talking to the devil, and now suddenly we're talking about cross-dressing.
Well, that's you brought it
If I
up.
was simply the devil, we'd have the alphabet, but I don't understand even where we're going. You know what we're doing? We're free-forming. We're free-forming stream of consciousness radio.
the devil
now-
is in the details.
What?
The devil's in the details.
The devil's right down here. Fire!
Now, Devil, do you have any plans for Halloween? What are you doing this evening for Halloween?
I have lots of plans, yes, sir. I plan on making a lot of people ill from
Ill?
too much candy ingestion.
Tummy
And for
aches.
God's sakes, don't eat any of that Costco peanut butter.
That was
Jack
your
Cassidy!
That was your work then.
Ah, that's right, yes. All of my work was. As a matter of fact, you might say that all the recent turmoil that Mother Nature has been involved with might have something to do with me, the devil.
That shocks me. I would think you'd want Halloween to go smooth.
Ah, I don't care what goes smooth. You're familiar with that character on television known as Mayhem?
Yes.
That's me.
Really? But I thought you had another name.
Yes, I am Satan, Beelzebub, Lucifer, the Prince of Darkness. Yes, Oscar.
With all that fire down there, Satan, when a hurricane comes, do you even need flashlights?
I don't need flashlights. I can light the way with fire. Turn it up. There we go. Oh, it faded out.
Oh, you did the
that's convenient.
That was
All
bad
right, turn it up. Fire. Why, just yesterday, I was causing some mayhem.
Yes, you were.
Yes, I forced the mind of Mike O'Mara to eat a Costco Colossal Donut. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not correct. It was Shoppers Food Warehouse.
Yeah, don't make the same mistake again.
Yes, that's
Still,
right.
they're big.
Yes, in his brain, I had him think, these donuts aren't going to go to utility workers. They're going to go right into his tummy. Jack Cassidy!
Now, do you
Satan would be.
get a lot of trick-or-treaters in hell?
Yes, we do. Evil
Really?
trick-or-treaters.
Evil trick-or-treater like who?
We've had the Menendez brothers.
Yeah.
We're expecting Lindsay Lohan within the decade.
I'm sure.
Jack
sure.
Cassidy!
What sort of treats do you hand out in hell?
I
If
hand
came to
out
the door-
human body parts.
Oh,
Hearts, livers, hands, fingers, fingernails,
kidneys.
And a quick
strands of hair. Jack Cassidy!
quick reset for those people.
Quick reset.
Quick
What
reset.
are you, a computer boy?
Who are you?
Jack Cassidy.
That's right, and you are?
I'm the Prince of Darkness.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween.
You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show.
Get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world. Hello, Reagan. I'm a friend of your mother's. I'd like to help you.
You want to loosen the straps, huh?
I'm afraid you might hurt yourself, Reagan.
I'm not Reagan.
Well, then let's introduce ourselves. I'm Damien Karras.
And I'm the devil. Now kindly undo these straps.
If you're the devil, why not make the straps disappear?
That's much too vulgar a display of power, Karras. Mirabile dictu, don't you agree?
You speak Latin.
Ego te absolvo.
Quod nomen mihi est.
La plume de ma tante.
How long are you planning to stay in Reagan?
Until she rots and lies stinking in the earth. What's that?
Holy water?
You keep it away.
It burns! The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you!
It's The Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Buzz Burbank, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his couch, here's Mike.
That's a great post right there. Always my favorite. We call a post in an intro to a song when you're a disc jockey. The post is the first bit of musical crescendo you
Right.
hit, and it's always a big deal when you hit that post. And I thought that Thriller's post was probably one of the best ever done from Michael Jackson, and the music was Thriller. Take it away, Michael. Our show today is brought to you by Encore Insurance Services, LLC. And did I mention we are live from the Cappy Piper Studios? We are heard in 15 million times. We've been downloaded 15 million times. Heard in 150 countries worldwide. And we call this America's most beloved podcast.
America calls
Yes,
it that.
Encore Insurance is the official sponsor of our live stage show. That is just... My God, how many days
10,
away?
11 days, 11 days away.
Yeah.
11 days away?
It is.
November 10th at Circus in Reno. We are getting excited about that. We're starting to focus on it because it's the way we do. We're disc jockeys, so we focus on things like an hour before we're going to do it.
And we have an exciting announcement about it today.
Yes, a very, very big
good.
Rob Spiewak announcement
How's
today.
that?
Oscar tried Encore. You loved it. You've got your life insurance now.
People always ask me, you're in your early 30s, why would you think about it?
Why?
Because it's cheaper to get it now.
Yeah, and you're a planner.
Yes.
And
That's right. Andy blacks out a lot.
And it's never too early to plan. If you would like a free life insurance quote, visit smartterm.com or call 866-347-5748. They'll do all the work for you. Encore will compare rates to help you save. Licensing and disclaimer info at smartterm.com. We are so proud.
So proud.
And grateful to be sponsored again by Encore Insurance Services. I am out of sorts today.
How come?
If you can't tell, I'm just a bit out of sorts. I think
Yeah,
I've
me
still
too.
I've still got that. Yeah, it was tough to come in and do what we do when you have a morning where we all kind of gather the same information, and really tough to see what the East Coast experienced. We'll talk about it a little bit, but then we'll try to brighten everybody's day and move on. On the program today, they were right. They were so right. Lloyd Ronnick's Generator, a tribute to one newsman and a newswoman, and then some commentary about a newsman/weatherman who's very close to this show.
Right. Yes. Do you want to call him a newsman or a newsman?
I want to call him, let me see. I want to call him Double AM.
Really?
Double AM is his new nickname.
I got you.
Double AM Melzer.
I've decoded it.
Okay.
All about me, Melzer.
Okay.
Yes.
That's not fair.
Like a record setter.
Right.
Like an absolute, like the world record for a newsman making it all about him goes to Lowell Melzer.
He's the Jerry Lewis of meteorologists.
Yeah, and you know what? For years, it's so cool in a way to have a guy that I like and that is Mark's best friend.
Righto.
And to have somebody who actually, let's just start with him.
Okay.
To have a man who literally did what I have been railing against for decades.
Right.
About the people that he did it all. He involved.
There's a list.
I have a list of stuff. I wrote down a quote from Lowell Melzer.
Well, you should set the table of how you saw it and how you found out about it.
Lowell Melzer, Mark's best friend.
Yeah.
Goes down to Ocean City. He's a meteorologist / reporter, but he's really more of a reporter.
Yeah, he
does more of the
reporting.
street
Yes.
reporting. And they sent him to Ocean City because he's the one that'll go, yeah.
And you know, it's
I'm
funny because
going to Ocean City, Mark. I'm going to Ocean City.
it's funny because when he got into the business, he worked with my cousin, and he had the reputation as the guy that would only take the stories close to the station.
Really?
He didn't like to travel.
surprise.
Now, I do
Really?
have a clip.
I didn't even know that.
I have a clip of him if you want to hear a little bit of it.
Well,
This
let's
is-
wait. Let's
Okay.
wait. I
All right.
don't want to do that yet.
All
I
right.
want to talk about
All
it
right.
first.
Good enough.
So the fact is, Lowell's going to Ocean City, and he's excited about it, right?
Going down the ocean.
Not excited at all. No, I'm not kidding.
Really, he wasn't excited.
I mean, it's an inconvenience. It's not close to home.
So he really does not. But
he
when
does what he's asked to do.
But when he got there, then he realized.
Well, he goes
He
all
realizes
He's
the
all in once he's there.
yeah,
the
he dives
opportunity
right in.
that it presents.
He loves being on TV.
Yes.
And he knows that it's going to be dynamic. This is the guy that did a story in a wind tunnel.
Yeah, that's right.
Where do
He
I
did.
begin?
Where do
the
I
goggles? The goggles.
Those are nice.
Goggles. I don't understand.
I've got
Eye protection.
His eye protection he had, his demeanor on camera, and then a controversy. Because
Yes.
I'm gonna cry. You're gonna have to
Oh,
be
no,
edited.
really?
I'm gonna cry bullshit.
Really?
On something that happened with Lowell.
You think the
'Cause
cameraman threw that object?
I think 100%.
I still haven't seen the whole,
Absolutely.
the entire video because I caught half of it as
We
I was
have to
walking
get
in
him on the
room.
show, and we have to get him in this studio
Yeah.
to answer these charges because nothing will give me greater joy.
I saw the last 20 seconds in the aftermath, but I didn't see the lead up to it, so I can't wait to actually hear the audio.
Well, Lowell's down there, and Mark's hipping me to the fact that Lowell is on camera.
Yeah.
And I hit Mark to the fact, along with 20 other people, that they went to Lowell on Channel 4.
Right.
So,
That's where I saw
so
it, yeah.
he's
DC
going
station.
nationwide.
Yeah.
And he's down there in New Jersey. And the first time I see him, maybe it was Mark's clip that he sent or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened, but he's doubled over.
Yes.
Sideways,
Yeah.
facing away from the camera because the wind is so
It's so strong.
Try to bring up the clip on your phone because for some reason YouTube
sure.
is not agreeing with
Okay,
me
sure,
here much.
sure.
It was hysterical, and then he turns to the camera, and I see his goggles on. So
And that was Carrie's comment. She says, "Are those goggles?"
he's wearing goggles. He is wearing goggles, and then so
look
I
good.
only saw 3 times. I saw the initial where he's bent over at the waist, facing away from the camera,
Mark has
really
seen that
looking
before.
like the hurricane wind is going to lift him up and carry him out to sea.
Right.
And that you can't, and it's Lowell, so you can't not laugh at this.
I admire the goggles because he's conscious of his safety and his eyes.
Protecting his eyes.
Because most reporters are so all about my face on TV TV.
Right.
If you look at Lester Holt, he's in the middle of the hurricane.
Yes.
And he doesn't have goggles. He's got nothing
But
on.
you got to realize, Lowell, who's been called Face before, and when you put the goggles on Lowell, it's just Lowell, and it makes me laugh out loud.
It's just Lowell.
I am laughing hysterically at the whole presentation. Then the second one, apparently people have been busting his balls about the goggles. So as opposed to really like covering what's happening down there, which he did,
right?
But why do that unless you get a little me first?
Yeah.
And so Lowell goes into an explanation about the sand and the wind, and how the wet sand is being picked up by the wind, and imagine little knives hitting your face. And I'm like, I am unhinging my jaw, laughing at this because he's responding
Criticism.
like to the people that would text me.
Yeah. Right.
That'd be like if I got on Facebook with every a-hole and I'm directly responding to them, and it is making me, because I know exactly what he's doing. And then the last time I see him was the famous clip of his cameraman throwing the piece of signing at him to make it look like he was
Which one did you want to hear first?
Let me just say this, because I wrote down the quote,
Okay.
and I think I've got it right. His last one, and this is when he gets hit by the siding.
That's right. You mean when Industrial Light and Magic stepped in and made the CGI hurricane?
A piece of siding blows into the shot.
I'm going to need some answers, like as to how many crew members there were.
That's right.
Because if it's just one,
I think
that's how you can really pull it off.
That's right.
But anyway,
They keep secrets.
if there are two or three, you can say, hey, this will be great. We'll
Yeah,
get all over YouTube if you.
What if we really zoomed in electronically and looked for a reflection in his goggles?
That's true. Here's the quote. This is when they first went to him. And who's that guy, Mark, the African American anchorman? Is that Stan Stovall?
I believe so. Yeah,
He's still on the air.
Yeah.
Stan Stovall looks like he's 90 years old.
And Lowell told me the guy works like 3 shifts.
Really?
Every day. Yeah, he goes in early morning, goes home, and then comes back, does evenings and afternoons.
just to be on TV.
Scared to be fired.
So here's the quote.
Does he have goggles?
When they first go to him, people want to know, hey, especially people that might have left Ocean City and they want to know about damage to their places. Why do that when you can open it up by saying, I'm sorry to disappoint some of the viewers who want to see me blow around. I mean, I was like, well, that's pretty
one
much
way to open up a show.
That's pretty much, that's why people are watching Channel 11, because they want to see you blow around.
See, and to me, that's him being bitter that he has to be out there.
Right.
And he's thinking, the only reason why I'm doing this because everyone wants to laugh at me. And
because he doesn't have
around.
because it's only because why should he? And I completely understand that. It's the storm of the century, Lowell.
Didn't you see?
It's not about you blowing around, you dip.
Didn't you see the headline in the Baltimore Sun today? It said, Sandy devastates coast, 40 dead, Lowell Meltzer wet. That was the headline, and America cries.
Okay, now the conversely, and I realized when I sent her a second, really glowing Facebook message that I'm a Wendy Rieger stalker.
She did
Wendy
great.
Rieger. And maybe it's because she went to American University with me, but Wendy Rieger.
She looks so much younger than you.
Was textbook. She does, of course she does. She is textbook to me as to how not to be panicky. This has nothing to do with Lowell. This is for especially the female reporters that are like, I'm out here and we can notice that it's coming like that. Where Wendy, is out there making, self-deprecating jokes about, her waterproof mascara, which made me laugh. But then going to a cool place around the corner and just being matter of fact.
Being a
and
reporter.
I thought it was spectacular. I really thought she was so above average, even compared to some of the network people.
She's the best in the city, probably.
And I sent that to her, and I realized that, when you don't get a response, and then you look right above it, and I sent her another, similar glowing thing, and I read, stalker, but it was too late, so I'm a stalker. I don't care. I'm a stalker of Wendy Rieger. Hey, I was a stalker for Wendy Rieger when I was at American University.
Everyone
Things never change.
So let's listen to Lowell Meltzer covering the hurricane.
Oh, this is the first one that we saw.
Ocean City for the very latest. Low, how are things going there?
I have trouble with the feed.
Yep, this.
And this is where he's crouched over.
This is better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here you go.
Wow.
Can you see me?
Yes, we
Can you see me?
Okay. Wind gusts of about miles an hour, 70 miles an hour. We're getting out here in Ocean City at this point, seeing the worst of the storm right now. This is the worst we've seen it.
I'm going to try and get Mac Finney to pan over here, Mac.
All right, hold it, pause it for a second. All right, so calm, cool, collected.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I'm going to try to get Mac Finney.
The Bayside right now is completely washed.
And then they lose the feed. And the women.
Wow. In the thick of it there, Lowell, doing really yeoman's work for us.
Yeoman's work. He's a hero.
Yeah,
he is a hero.
He's a hero.
Just a little while longer because I think we may get him back.
I'd like to say thank you to me.
Yeah, we're still here, Lowell. We're still here. Take it away, Lowell. Go ahead. Yeah.
Now they're not getting him.
Okay, right now we're getting no signal from him, but let's see. Just wait just
Can you
for
hear me? Can you see me?
Yeah, he's
we
still
hear
there.
you.
Can we go back to him, please? Thank you.
Yeah, I can hear you guys. All right, this is the bottom line. It's really bad out here. Don't go out.
What?
Now hold on. Now that to me, because I didn't hear that anywhere else. I think that is don't go out.
You know what he should have
Don't
said?
go out.
I don't know that he was really making his point. What he should have said is, take it from me. Don't go out in the storm like I did.
Now I want everybody to know that if you're listening to this, you go, hey, you're being interrupted. We're having fun because
That's
we
right.
know the guy.
It's
and he's Mark's
funny.
best buddy.
And his eyes are fine.
And I think all of us were probably beaming at some point just to see him there. It was just.
Well, Mark, you
I
understand the comedy of Lowell Meltzer more than he's just a goofy, funny guy,
Right.
and to see him. But he is, this. He's whiny. It's all about him, and it's so freaking funny
What
to
makes
watch.
me laugh really is I think of people that are like in Pittsburgh or Miami or North Carolina that are picking up this national feed and saying, look at this guy. And what do I see? I see Lowell. It's really wet. I don't know.
I literally wrote down, I'm sorry to disappoint some of the viewers who want to see me blow around. God, that made me laugh.
That was too good. Let's listen. Now, what's the next one?
The next one is where he gets hit with the debris.
Okay. All right.
good.
This is
The nominees for Best Special Effects.
This is really, I took a course in documentary filmmaking, and sometimes when you really want to make your point, you can stage news.
That's right.
West Ocean City. I'm working on getting more information from Delmarva and as well as Ocean City.
What happened? Wait.
It's not the best audio. We only found a clip right now of somebody else that had.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Those outages are, and we'll have that for you. There's the wind in my next update. Also, just a reminder to folks, and they've been doing a good job about it. We showed you out on Coastal Highway.
There's the debris.
Whoa!
Piece of siding blows into the shot.
I've almost been decapitated.
That hit me on my head.
Holy cow. All right. That's the reason why you're not. There it goes.
Now, hold on. Now, there's only one thing that and first of all, I'm kidding. I have no idea whether Lowell completely
even
violated
Matthew
every
Brady.
journalistic ethic. No.
Simply
I make a
guess.
joke about
Mike,
that.
even Matthew Brady used to drag the corpses around during the Civil War to capture the moment. It happens.
And when he lets it go, it does take
blows
off
away.
down the
Yes,
street.
yes.
Well, of course, and you can barely
That
see the
wasn't
string.
You mean when he throws it?
You can barely see the string when he throws it.
Now, he picked it up. It
I
was
know.
caught in the wires. He picked it up, and then it just flew.
That's right. No, I know. We
Pull
saw
harder!
You're standing by your boy.
I got to.
it. We're having fun. We're having fun.
Well, don't stand by him at Ocean City, because
No.
take it from me, don't go outside.
Yeah. Now, the only way we'll ever really find out the truth is if
Yes.
we can get to that photographer.
So-
But anyway,
So
Mac.
with
right.
the,
We
does
need
it
Mac.
hit him? Because I didn't see. Again, I only saw the
It
aftermath.
almost hit the cameraman, and then
Okay.
it landed. It might have just hit his feet because it landed
But he
right by
wasn't
his feet.
injured.
No.
Oh, okay.
No one was injured.
That would have been a story.
hold on a second. We have a phone call coming in. Well, who's
Hi,
it?
Maria. This is Ann Romney calling from Romney for President
Ann.
on behalf of my husband,
Ann.
Mitt Romney.
Ann, we're doing a
Mitt
show
Your name
right
is
now.
not even Maria.
For 43 years,
The wrong
and
number.
I want to share with you
I'm
a
not
little
Maria,
bit
and we're
about
not doing
the
a
man
show. I'm
I know.
sorry. I have to go and do our show.
So
right
what?
now.
So it hits and again, what does he say? What is his verbiage? This is
Holy
what.
cow.
Okay, but see that's
Shock
why,
jock.
That's the only reason. Wouldn't you? But if you're a professional, you don't curse. But
Yes.
if you're almost die, is that what comes out of your mouth?
Well, that's what he wrote down.
Well, that's what you say on the
It
air.
was on the card.
Here's the important thing. A large piece of siding almost decapitated Lowell Meltzer.
It did.
That's
And
right.
we're very lucky to
we
have
all-
him with
Yes.
us.
Thank God he had those goggles.
He was doing as the other anchor said, a yeoman's job.
Yes.
And risking his life.
Well, what do you
to
think?
give
that-
us the news.
What do you
to
think-
Let it, no, to as he put it, he was risking his life so that we could be entertained by him blowing around in the wind.
Yes.
You know, it's WBAL 11,
That's
right?
right.
What
That's
would they
right.
do without him? I mean, because really, I'm really pleased that he's okay.
I love it. Now, do we have the third clip where he says?
I don't have it handy. I don't know which one that is.
At the root of this, because you know him so well, you know him better than I do.
I don't know him like Mark knows.
Yeah,
him. I know him when he stops in and he comes in. He's hysterical
at the root of
when he
this,
comes in here.
for his career, this is amazing.
Oh, it's great for his career.
Right?
Yes, it is.
I think so. Although it's just there are a lot of people that do that now. And the thing is, the thing that I like
bring
to
props to shots.
Well, he is. You know what he's become?
Carrot Top.
Last year, remember? Do you remember last year? He's a prop comic.
The Gallagher of reporters.
No, last hurricane.
I so wish he was sitting here.
Oh, he does too, I'm sure.
When we're accusing him of staging
during the last hurricane. Do you remember Channel 5's Tucker Barnes there was the clip of him in the storm surge and it turned out to be sewage, and it was just sewage foam, and it went national. Well, this is really a lucky break because Lowell is going to get this national exposure without being up to his neck in poo.
This will look good on his demo reel.
One of his claims to fame was there was back in the, I guess maybe it was the late 90s, he was working for Wavy TV, and that's in Virginia Beach.
Channel 10,
that's also an
Yeah.
NBC affiliate. And they were covering a hurricane, and he was getting blown around so much that Jay Leno played a clip. They played that clip of Lowell getting blown around in his big yellow raincoat.
Right.
And
is there anything Lowell would love more than that? Lowell would love that more than life itself.
To get on
the
national.
That'd be great for anyone.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And so he's done it before.
Yeah.
And the siding was a big deal.
Yes.
And it was just conveniently came
You're
to the
right.
end
It's
of
funny.
the piece.
It's funny because we know him. That's what makes it especially funny to us.
How about a promo on Channel 11?
I don't really believe that Lowell would. I don't believe for 1 minute that Lowell would really stage news.
Right.
Well, Lowell has always been about the information more than the entertainment.
Yes.
And how about a Channel 11 promo that's slow motion of that piece of debris hitting him, and it says, "We're siding with Lowell Nelson."
Brilliant.
I like it.
Get it on the air.
Much fun.
Anyway, so everybody weathered the storm okay?
Very well.
Right?
Surprisingly
I
well.
feel almost guilty
We
how
got
easy
lucky
it was
here
out there. Yeah.
in Virginia. We
very
were
lucky.
luckier than in many areas. Good God, when you look at that Jersey shoreline,
I got
and
family.
the sand that is just covering those homes.
I've got family in Seaside Park, New Jersey, which is the next city to Seaside Heights, where they shoot Jersey Shore and where you've seen the roller coaster in the Atlantic Ocean.
Right.
And my father spoke to my cousin Dee today, and she says, there are houses floating in the Barnegat Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Houses
unreal.
floating
That's right.
in the bay.
I mean, they were absolutely right, and we, we'll all often slam the forecasters, but they nailed it.
They got a good
they
job
did.
this time.
Thank God that it was further north for us, and it did not impact us, at least out here where we are.
How long were you out without power?
About 4.5 hours, and I had a flooded basement. Down in the lower
because
level.
when you lose power, your sump pump does not work.
Yeah, and you know what? I think a long time ago when they put that massive piece of machinery in, they might have said something about a battery pack. They might have said something about a battery pack.
Well, now for sure.
Yeah, so maybe might be visiting that down the road.
That's
but
a good idea.
Better late than never.
And I applaud your call on doing 2 shows on Monday because even though we really were spared the brunt of the weather, we couldn't have done it without electricity yesterday.
Right.
So I mean, it was actually
I had it
call.
before. I had it on Monday night. It came on very late. I want to say 1:30 in the morning. It came on, and I was just. You hear when you're watching the news constantly, you hear this about utility crews that they're not going to send their crews out with these gusts of wind that are happening.
Right.
And I remember looking out the window,
They did.
and I see this truck going down the street with the searchlight, and I went, man, oh man, balls.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really just guts to go out and do this. And I said that on my Facebook page that at least here, my personal experience with these utility crews is that they were out there finding out where the transformers were, where the power lines were down, and it came out. I was absolutely stunned that my power came on before I turned.
It's another great reason to live in Virginia because always there's complaints about the way Maryland handles this. Virginia seems to have their stuff together.
Well, we got a little city here. It's the city of Manassas. That's I believe who takes care of our utilities.
We got luckier. We didn't get hit as hard here in Virginia, and because the utility companies had brought in extra crews, and because they did keep working, even maybe when normally they wouldn't have, our situation got fixed very quickly.
Did you,
and they were able to
lose
move
power?
I did, but only for about 2.5 hours. I was surprised surprise, and it waited until bedtime for the lights to go out.
You lose power?
No power, but some water damage around the windows. That's it.
You say you did not lose power.
Did not lose power.
You didn't lose power? Did you lose power in Maryland?
I didn't in Germantown, and neither did my father, who was very mad.
Oh, Lloyd Ronick!
Lloyd Ronick and his massive generator.
He just bought a new big generator.
There was a point at about 11 o'clock at night. He was so upset. I had checked in, and he said I was on the phone with him, and he said, "Oh, the power! It just flickered.
Because he really wanted to test out his generator.
He did.
Of course. So if people lose all their food, it doesn't matter. He wants to test out.
Doesn't matter. And then the next morning, I was dropping off the dog because he watches the puppy for me in the day. And he said, "Yeah, the whole neighborhood can thank me for buying a generator.
Yep.
Yeah, no one lost
like
power."
Your snowblower.
We call that the snowblower rule.
Yep. It is the snowblower effect.
So
he was so disappointed.
He laid a lot of cash down for that.
Oh yeah,
generator.
those are not cheap.
I bet he got a deal though.
No.
I tell you what, we got extraordinarily lucky. I found out that the builders, there's several housing developments we are in Leesburg. Apparently, our builders are the only ones that really did a lot of good roofing work. Because there were a lot of people in Leesburg that were running out of pots and pans because of leaks.
Oh, really?
And then because the water was it was a good saturating rain, and there are a lot of Facebook pictures of people in Leesburg that had soaked in rain. We dodged the whole thing.
Well, you are the golden storm boy.
I am.
You are, because you never lose power. You got to Costco with one person there. I've never heard more positive reports from Rob Spiwa that he's all by himself.
Mike, I'm blessed.
Costco.
I'm truly blessed.
Truly blessed. But you guys, when you came in the other day, we heard conflicting reports as to when this storm, when the winds were really going to start in earnest. And I think outside of some pretty significant gusts, we were spared. Up the coast was just devastated.
And I need to give some props to Oscar. It was stupid to wear Birkenstocks and cargo shorts
Thank
at a
you.
hurricane. Because I had to get gasoline at about 3 o'clock
You're
on
freezing,
Friday.
right?
It was killing me.
Yeah.
I said, that is one bright Bolivian.
It really, it just shows you, though, when you look at the Jersey Shore and you look at Manhattan and you just see what can happen
With a
what
week
Mother
of, and with a
Nature
week
can
of
do.
preparation.
With a week of preparation,
And still,
there's nothing you can do.
Yeah,
right.
but it crumbles. We just don't have a chance.
And listen, don't get mad at me when I say this, but when you talk about an area like Hurricane Katrina and in the areas that were devastated there, the only thing I can say, and you're a Jersey Shore guy,
right?
You've got a tremendous amount of wealth down there.
Yes.
And I think the rebuilding process will be expedited because of that, because you've got people that have the financial means to rebuild.
True enough.
And also, would it be safe to say we're talking about a tremendous amount of second homes for people?
Oh,
correct?
absolutely. There are very few people.
I mean, I don't want to diminish. I don't want to diminish
not
this
at all.
tragedy, but if you're going to have an area that is hard hit, and you've got people with second homes down there, I think hopefully. I was watching Jim Cramer, who I don't normally like a lot, but he was talking about the fact that in many cases for the economy, this can be a surge because it puts a lot of people to work with the dollars that come in, and they're federal dollars. And look, I'm trying to find a ray of sunshine in
Gotta
there.
be somewhere.
When you talk about people that couldn't afford to have it happen, you look at that area of Queens, Rockaway Beach. The same people that had that jet fly down.
First homes are there.
I mean, the first homes and the fire that wiped out 100 homes in an area like that.
And they couldn't get to the fire. They couldn't get to, and I think there's going to be a tremendous urgency too, because that area of the Jersey Shore, the tourism is so big. They need to bring that boardwalk back.
Another logistical thing that I look at when you see down south, like you see Mississippi or you see New Orleans, you see the mud that comes in. You see the consistency of the shoreline and what it is.
The sludge.
Now it's sand, and my question would be: would that be more difficult, or would it be less difficult?
My gut says it's going to be easier to clean because sand has natural drainage.
It's porous.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So it'll drain.
But it's amazing to watch that sand.
Yeah. It might be a wash.
Even Manhattan, they just had the governor on yesterday of New York, and he said, look, we just rebuilt Ground Zero, and now we have to think about rebuilding this entire city to prepare for another storm like this.
Yeah, and you're going to be talking about levee-style berms, seawalls, the same stuff they do down in New Orleans to prevent this, because you've got a situation where they're talking weeks to get the subways back in shape for that.
And also, it's scary because more people are buying into climate change. These storms can be more frequent, and it's not going to be an isolated once every 100 years thing. For places like New York, and New York cannot be shut down for weeks at a time. It just can't.
It's crazy. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it is Halloween. We'll do some Halloween chat and enjoy the snacks, boys.
Thank you.
Those are the snacks that didn't make it to utility workers.
Candy.
Get them out of here before I sin again.
If they just could have taken a longer time to restore your power, they could have eaten all the donuts, Mike.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to MikeO'MaraShow.com. Yes, I am happy to say that I will not be touching those because I'm on the Weight Not program.
Yes, you are.
It is 30 pounds and counting, and
Attaboy.
I'm delighted to be on the Weight Not program. And talked to Carla about this, too. It really does. You know, you have your moments, as you know, Robin. With a storm, everybody has a little glitch once in a while.
Oh, you're dealing with instinct then. It's scary.
Right. This is one thing that I've learned more than anything else on the Weight Not program. This is about when you eat bad and when you eat stuff that's allegedly not good for you, and it isn't good for you.
Right.
It's the way you feel. And
it
it's
feels
the way
scummy.
that you feel such... And
Yeah.
I'm more aware
Once
of
you
that
get
now
clean.
than I ever have been. You eat the Weight Not food. Like, I'll give you an example. I like to have some ground turkey and a little cabbage.
You wild
with
man.
Just a little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper. Believe it, that's a lunch for me.
It's fantastic.
I talk about it being clean eating and how you feel. You eat something that is going to put the pounds on you. You just don't feel good.
You feel it for days. As a matter of fact.
It's not the satisfaction. I've become more aware of that thanks to the Weight Not program. That the satisfaction of those little moments of going off track is really not worth the overall feeling that you get when you're eating on the Weight Not program. They're an official sponsor of our live stage show in Reno, where we will be giving away a Weight Not program for one lucky listener. It's 855 Weight Not, 855-934-4486. WeightNot.com. Send us a letter and let us know how you're doing on your Weight Not program. We love to hear
Updates.
those. Love to hear about the fact that you're making progress and you're eating healthy. Rob Spiewak, over 100 pounds lost on the Weight Not program. RJ Diaz, over 100 pounds lost. We're talking about two guys that have lost over 100 pounds. You're talking about one person here that's lost 30 pounds already. And the fact is, this program works. We know it works.
Changed my life.
And it makes you feel better.
You're talking about two guys who've lost two guys.
Yeah, it's true. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
I was looking at your before and after pictures.
Yeah, you have something in your hot little
I
hand.
do. It's when you're done talking about Weight Not, there's something I'd like to mention about Reno.
Okay, go right ahead.
Right,
yes.
because, Mike, it is time to once again say, all aboard!
All aboard, Reno!
And there's been some concern that because we sold out the show so quickly, some people were unavailable to get tickets. And then I know there's people, Mike, that are concerned they'd like to upgrade their tickets.
You're a saver, Rob, and I know you've been saving a very special... what is this, the Rob Spiewak Platinum Horror Package?
It is, Mike. I was looking through my desk drawer, and what did I lay my hands on but a few extra pairs of tickets to our show at Circus Circus, which is why I have prepared the Rob Spiewak Diamond Jubilee Horror Package. And this is great. This is great for people that really want to get in and really make the Reno experience happen.
This is for last-minute people that want to be involved in our Reno show. How many tickets do we have?
Or upgrade. I think we have 4 pairs.
We can do that, yes.
4 pairs? That's how many I had in my desk.
I can do that.
All right. At least 4 pairs.
I'm not associating myself with
and
this.
Mike, listen to what...
This is dirty Rob
This
work.
is dirty Rob work.
No, this is not. This is the Rob Spiewak Diamond Jubilee Horror Package.
I'll take the money, but it's dirty Rob work.
Yeah.
What you'll do before...
Rob's like a really good capo. You know, he's a good earner.
Yeah.
But he's getting it done.
Mike, at the end of the day, I wash my hands and I'm just like you.
Yeah, I understand.
But I was also able to put together the Rob Spiewak Diamond Jubilee Horror Package.
The Horror Package.
And before close of business today, search Diamond Jubilee Horror Package on eBay. And it's a buy it now. It's easy. You get 2 tickets to our live show at Circus Circus, November 10th, 2012. Exclusive pre-show backstage access where you get to meet and hang out with us for a little while.
That is a good deal.
There's your upgrade.
Well, I don't know if it's a good deal, but that is a good deal.
Yeah, and also
I should just shut up.
Also, step away from the fire.
Because you're getting 2 tickets, you're going to get 2 Mike O'Mara Show T-shirts that goes with it.
Oh my God.
And exclusive photo and autograph opportunities also included in the purchase, Mike.
Rape!
The time of your life.
Okay.
It's all included in the Rob Spiewak Diamond Jubilee Horror Package.
Yeah.
And I must invite you, act now because numbers are extremely limited. We will see you in Reno!
Very good.
Mike, to remember.
So 4 tickets available?
4 pairs of tickets, maybe more.
4 pairs of tickets.
Yes, but at least 4 pairs of
He'll
tickets.
keep
You must act
rifling.
now.
4 pairs of tickets.
That's right.
And, of course, these are premium prices, correct?
I'm sure it's very reasonable. A bargain at twice the price, and remember, you get T-shirts and exclusive
Oscar,
opportunities.
Backstage
Oscar, we're feeding our families.
It's so wrong in so many ways.
We're feeding our families.
and yet we're doing it.
And you know what? It's not a sweaty handshake deal. It's all above board.
Rob Spiewak's Diamond Jubilee Horror Practice.
Yes, yeah. Join now while you
Blame
can.
him.
That's right.
But they do. But so how many people are coming backstage now?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't make it a circus.
It's a circus.
Should we just start with
Is
one pair?
this 8 people?
It would be 8 people.
8 people. All right. You're
That's
handling
enough.
that.
That's fine. That's fine. I love people.
You're handling that backstage crap.
That's right. I love people. And
I'm going to be in pregame. I'm not going to be real warm and fuzzy.
I remember you in pregame. You're fine. You're going to love them. You're going to love me.
No problem.
Can I be the team that comes in and cleans up after this murder scene?
Yeah,
If you
absolutely.
don't mind.
We'll have you do damage. You want to do a little damage control?
Yes, please.
Once this hits the press.
Please. So in lieu of the Diamond Jubilee
Hey, you know what? The
package-
NFL does it. We can do it.
That's right. And you know what? After the murder, Mike will bring you donuts. Just like he did for the people that fixed his power line.
Consider this our skybox.
Okay.
This is a skybox. This is what this is.
There you go.
So Mike has been asking me to do something special on stage for the past 3 months.
Right.
And
Yeah. Buzz has his ukulele.
Yes.
Rob is emceeing.
Right.
I am performing.
Yes.
And it should be very, very special. Mark.
Yeah.
Actually sent me a text, and Mark, you have something special.
I do.
That you're going to be presenting, and it's a very special moment. You have not shared with me what you have in mind for our Reno show.
I usually try to just wing it and go with the flow. I think that my presence is usually enough for a show of this magnitude. That's usually how I roll.
Of course it is. I couldn't agree with you more.
Well, and there are times where I don't like to make it all about me. I don't need a spotlight on myself.
You don't want to Melzer it.
Yeah, I'm not going to Melzer it.
The announcement is I'm throwing siding at Oscar on stage.
I'm just not that guy.
Right, Oscar will be wearing goggles.
I think everyone else here, outside of Mike, is just looking for that time of their own, and I admire that. As an entertainer, you want that.
Right.
It's only an hour show, Oscar.
I'm not greedy. And what I've decided, what I'm going to do, one of the biggest thrills of my life when I have ever been in an establishment to gamble was to gamble high dollar. Mm-hmm. And to gamble high dollars.
I love where this is going.
I do too. I'm getting a little excited.
It's something that I've only experienced maybe 4 or 5 times in my entire life, and it wasn't really with my money.
All right.
And I said, well, these people have made time to travel, have paid for tickets to this show, have really shown us so much love over the past 3 years.
They have indeed.
They've overlooked Rob's shortcomings in the past 30 minutes of the program, and hopefully they'll continue to do that.
Right.
So I've decided to pledge.
Thought I was doing great.
$500 of my own money.
Okay.
To one lucky person in the audience to play one hand of blackjack.
Wow.
And if they win, they keep it.
Wow.
I like that.
Yeah, win Santana's money.
I like win Santana's money.
Yes.
I do too.
I think that is very, very cool. And of course, if you win, you keep it too.
Well, I keep it regardless.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, but that's my money. You guys don't have to pay for anything. It's my money on the table.
So basically, it's
now
one
if they
hand.
win, do you get the 500 back and they get get the winnings?
No, if
So you're
if
out
they
500
don't win,
no
I'm out
matter-
500 regardless because the
So
casino's
if they
going to
win,
run it.
so if they win the hand,
Yes.
Now, do you think we could maybe get a dealer to come in?
Yes.
Well, that would be the whole point
We
for
get
them
a
to do
dealer.
it
I
on
will
stage.
talk to them today.
Do it
Yeah,
on
I'll talk to them
stage,
today.
and they can
Well,
come in
that'll
and we
be
can
fun.
do one
I was
hand.
so excited about it because I've been thinking about this, and this morning I called you at 7:15 in the morning.
Right.
And I said, well, he's probably up. I'm just going to give him a call.
I was
to
up,
try
but
to
the
clear
phone
this.
was downstairs.
What if the person that is selected is dealt a pair of aces? Will Oscar give another $500 to split the hand?
That is, he is
That's
the
a good
whore.
question.
No.
He is
No,
the-
that's
Because
a one-way
Mike,
street.
you know blackjack, and
How
you know.
about this? The second ace, Rob throws another 500.
No.
I think
Absolutely not.
Hold on. I think I'll take this. And the odds
the
are
odds.
in my favor. I will commit $500 from the show.
Yes.
If they get
For the second ace.
if they
If
get
they have to
ace.
split.
Yeah,
If
they have
only
to split.
if they get two aces.
No one's
Right.
allowed to double down.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So
Exactly.
$500. I think it's a thrill for everyone there rooting for them.
It is.
And hopefully it works out.
That is very, very
Yeah.
cool.
Win
I love that.
Santana's
Well, the
money.
whole show's a gamble, so
That is
that'll
very,
be
very cool.
Do
I
you
like
love it?
this. Well, you're talking about a degenerate gambler. Of
Yeah.
course I love it. There's
Yeah,
nothing
so
more special in the whole
I
wide
imagine
world.
For Mike, it just moved.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I imagine a dealer, real blackjack dealer on stage there, and I imagine we pick, as we give tickets away at the front door, we pick a lucky winner, and they come up and play their hand.
Because we will be doing door prizes in the drawing.
that's right.
So yeah.
Okay, I think it's a great idea.
I'm gonna
We are
send them
looking
an
forward
email
to
now.
Circus in Reno, Nevada. We're going to see you there. there. It's going to be spectacular, and we look forward to it. It should be great. I want to backtrack just a little bit about the hurricane preparedness.
Right.
I know that I brought in a product the other day.
Your headlight.
That was truly mocked.
Yeah.
I will tell you, there was no other flashlight when we lost power that was more perfect.
I agree.
Than that little coal miner deal that we had there. It was so absolutely fantastic. First of all, it's an amazingly bright light.
Yeah.
And, you're hands-free.
Right.
And not only, in the pitch dark, I'm having conversations with people and seeing their faces.
And wherever you look, there's light.
Wherever you look, there's light. It was
pretty
incredible.
great.
And wherever you look, there's light.
We've just done a slogan for them.
That's perfect. At one point, though, and I know that Carla's still mad at me, that when the power went out, her mother, part of the Malbec twins.
Yes.
Why not the Pigeon Sisters anymore?
Because a guy said the Malbec twins. And
You like that better?
I mentioned that the Malbec Express had arrived. Malbec being a particular bottle of red wine.
Yeah.
And then a guy...
Is that darker than a cab? It's lighter than a cab, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Okay.
And then, so what happened was a listener, Sean, wrote in, how are the Malbec twins? And when he called them the Malbec twins, it was hysterical.
Yeah, I do love it.
So the way it worked is we had power most of the night. So I'm watching TV and I'm catching up on old shows. That's what I'm not even watching the news.
That, yeah.
And occasionally the door would breathe a little bit, and I'm like, I'd poke my head out to see what was going on. Everything seemed okay. And then, the ladies went out by the fireplace and, just mainlined Malbec all night long. And
Ever seen it taken intravenously?
I think, though, at some point, Daddy also decided it was time to enjoy the storm. So I took what little ice I had left and put it in a little short glass and splashed some Irish whiskey over it. So I was doing that, too.
As Sinatra used to say, in case we lose.
And yes, and then the Malbec twins would occasionally poke around the corner, and they walk through. I'm in my recliner in the TV room. They walk through and they'll say something, but other than that, I have no contact with them all night. All night,
self-sufficient.
What do they talk about?
They do not watch television.
Isn't Oscar cute?
They do not. They talk all night. Wow. Every night they do it. They love each other, and they get along great. Mother and daughter get along great, but I call them, they're more like twins than mother and daughter.
Yes, they are.
And then the power went out, and as soon as the power went out, it's time for Daddy to join.
That's right.
Because perhaps they've run out of conversation, well, what better to do than pick on me?
Well, you've upset the dynamic, Mike. You've upset it, and what can they do but turn on someone else?
And I got, you've overreacted, and it's just like, that's not what I wanted to hear. I had them all, I filled up the tubs like they tell you you're supposed to do. Filled up,
with water
little
or?
jugs, with my urine.
I know.
With my urine.
Like Howard Hughes.
Took a couple of days, but.
And then at one point.
And you could see the urine because of your headlight.
And then when the power went out, my mother-in-law made a comment that's a legitimate comment. That this is a good idea. And she said, what you should do is when there's a storm like this, you should have a basket where all of your emergency supplies are. And Carla, because perhaps of the Malbec, was something like that. That is a fantastic idea.
Of course.
Meanwhile, the guy that went out and got all the emergency supplies, preparing for the storm that happens to be happening right outside the window. That was, hello, how about somebody? Right. No, because I have a penis, so I'm not going to get the props. I'm not going to get the props. Nope. And I'd had enough Irish whiskey where I was just a little perturbed at this, and it was just, and then suddenly it was off to bed. And when it's off to bed, it's like this. We're tired. We're going to bed. Boom. They go up there and
no sexy time.
No sexy time. They go upstairs and it's like bed. Boom. Pass out time. They've gone as far as they can go.
You're half right. It's more of a blackout than a pass out.
And they go upstairs and
take a long time for them to climb the steps.
As soon as the power came back on.
Oh, right.
And I'm just I'm going, oh my God, the power's come back on. The power's come back on. It isn't even. I haven't even gone to bed. The power's come back on. And I listen upstairs. And I hear Carla go. Great.
Mike, this could have been a much bigger announcement, but don't you know that they use a manual corkscrew?
We had two.
Of course. So, because one began to overheat.
So it was up in the morning. And it's just I don't know. It's just that they're all about themselves, and and
you're outnumbered,
and I'm outnumbered. And I'm not. When I say all about themselves, I mean they talk to each other.
Yeah,
and
you are the excluded.
And as much as
how about the dogs?
For a certain period of time, that can be a joyous experience.
Oh yes,
because I'm sitting there and what does a man need? A man needs the magic box,
yes,
and a comfortable chair and a nice beverage in his hands, and I'm in bliss.
However, I think the fact is that we were in the middle of the hurricane of the century. That is a time to band together. As a matter of fact, one of my biggest thrills is that Jabril chose to spend the evening at my house. So I had all three of my kids for the hurricane.
Does he really even have a mother?
He does.
My God, was she on duty?
I believe she was getting home at about 7 o'clock that night from the hospital.
Okay, so she works at a hospital.
It was like 5 o'clock, and I said, Jabril, you can't walk home in this. Right. And he said, I'll drive you. He says, or I could stay here, Mr. Rob.
And that's sweet.
And I said, that's excellent, because I want you to be here when the house blows away.
That's cool. But
you do want to band together. That's not when you want to be excluded.
Well, I did band together once the power went out. And once the power went out, the little headlights came on.
Right.
That's
and
great.
that got a positive review.
Well, sure.
Because you're sexy.
That got a positive review after I've been accused by one of the Malbec twins of overreacting.
Right.
Yeah, but it was fine when the power went out.
Sure.
And then the following day, I want to thank our good friend Cappy Pfeiffer.
Yes.
The day after, because I'd seen those crews, and the feeling of gratitude, anybody that's lost power for any amount of time, that feeling when the power comes back on, and the fact that they got that on really still while we were experiencing some very significant gusty winds here. Nothing like they got in Jersey or Connecticut or New York. But we got some wind, and we had some trees down and all that good stuff. We lost power. And I see that little searchlight go off, and I felt sorry. I said, wow, they're out in this crap that they're not supposed to even be out in.
Right.
And it came back on. And the next day, I put a Facebook post out about Manassas City and the utility workers here that did such a fabulous job.
I saw that.
And Cappy said, well, you should go bring them cookies. And I suddenly said to myself, you know what? That is a hell of an idea. Maybe it's the whole Haiti deal.
Yeah.
But I got in the car, headed out to the Shoppers, went there.
Was it deserted? How was the crowd?
No, it wasn't that crowded at all. But as usual, anytime anyone has been to Shoppers, you're going to get at least 3 fat people at the donuts.
Of course.
Every fucking time you're going to get a guy that is standing there with this look on his face like this. Because his wood is full because he's sitting there and he's just looking at it like he's going. Big, dumb, go get a dozen of those.
And he also has a contact cholesterol high because he's just smelling the fumes.
With all due respect.
Yes.
Oh, this will be
I'm
good.
a fat guy,
This
too.
will be good.
You're going to make me mad. You're already making me mad.
Do you think those guys went home and said the same thing about you?
Yes!
Oh.
Yes! I'm sure they did, you bastard!
But your mouth,
I'm sure.
your mouth wasn't hanging
But he
open.
says that with all due respect.
And the thing also,
Yes, they probably did.
Mike, I guarantee you this because I know what I'm doing. I know that Mike is a fat guy as I am. Mike
now he's going to eat one.
Mike moved there with more purpose. You were not a lingerer because you had a purpose.
Right.
And also, you had a headlight on your head.
There are many sizes of donuts available that you can buy.
These donuts
large.
are the size of your head.
These are so good.
It says colossal.
Yeah.
Colossal
Super
donuts.
They
terrific.
They couldn't squeeze the word cholesterol on the front of it.
It's actually just a misprint,
So I went out and I was able to get one utility crew and one single guy. And
they all had diabetes.
You know when you do something and you immediately know it was the right call. And I wanted to say thank you to Cappy because you know what? It's cookies. And they're out working and it's cold and they're outside and you know what? It was a positive reaction. I wish I could have found more crews, but that might have been the moment that I realized we did okay.
We were so lucky.
I'm not going to slam the meteorologist for preparing us for this, but we here in Northern Virginia did very, very well. And Oscar, because of that joke, you take those home.
Yes.
Take those home because you can handle it. That'd be good.
Actually, no, Mike, I'm going to put those donuts on eBay.
They're just plain big.
The Donut Jubilee Whore Package. We'll take a break, come back with Rob in the Audio Vault right after this. Welcome back to MikeO'MaraShow.com. That's exactly what they were saying about me. Fat guy.
And disc jockey in the donut store.
Fat guy with the police hat on. All right.
Were you wearing your police hat?
No, I wear it all the time.
Of course you do.
Except for the one that I gave Raju down in Haiti.
Yeah.
He's wearing it now, hopefully, when we're down there.
Nice.
Anyway, back to the show. It's time for Rob's Magic Audio Vault, brought to you by Vistaprint.com.
The best.
We've talked about Vistaprint. We've talked about their incredible deal. 250 brand new, spanking new business cards with the new improved card. Heavier stock. That's a big deal. So they don't like wilt away when they're in your pocket.
During a hurricane.
Just $10 for 250 of these business cards. That is half off the regular price. And enter the code TMOS. That's all you have to do. That's in the search bar in the upper right-hand corner. When you do that and you get your great deal on business cards, you make our show look awfully good.
Right.
Check out their whole line of printed products. Again, half off those premium business cards at Vistaprint.com. Let's open up the Halloween version.
What? Oh, and now we're going home. Better.
But now it's closed, isn't it?
Now it's open.
I'm so
There we
confused.
go.
Now it's open. Mike, I wanted to be the
Can't
first.
wait till 2013 where I don't have this configuration.
I would like to-
I really can't work it well.
I got a Braille soundboard for it.
There we go.
Maybe if you had lights on your head. Wait, now it's partially open. It's only partially open.
It's a jar.
A lot of the audio is going to get out. Mike, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, Rob.
Do you have any good? Now, how many trick-or-treaters do you anticipate having?
I'm not sure, but I threw this out at Carla last night.
Yeah, it's almost
For
time.
whatever
kids.
reason, I've been watching a lot of stuff.
Right.
I kind of felt like maybe putting some makeup on and being scary tonight.
Oh, that'd be great.
Just,
I mean, having a few-
just around the house?
Just having a few. No, I mean like for the kids that come to the door.
Do you still have those fangs from that one Halloween?
No, they broke.
On a donut. No.
Yeah, they broke. Dr. Dana made me those fangs. And
They were amazing.
They were really good, but they busted.
Both my kids are not going out tonight. They don't want to anymore.
That is a shame.
And it's kind of a drag, and I got a great
What's
costume.
the deal with it? How old's your son?
He's at 10.
He's not going out for Halloween?
He doesn't want to. He said he wants to hang home and hand the candy out. You know what I mean?
They're sneaky kids to start with, Rob. You know that. Right?
They're up to
Well,
something.
but now I don't trust them.
She's sneaky. He's not.
He's not sneaky?
No, he's not. He's kind of like the kid in Modern Family. He's
Right.
I want to stay home and hand candy out.
Right.
That's what I get the impression. I don't know.
But she's sneaky.
Very crappy.
What's she up to?
She's going to stay home. I even thought of a good costume for her. She has a fuzzy hat that looks like a wolf that she wears for when it's cold outside.
Right.
And I told her to put on Robert's suit and the wolf hat and go as Congressman Frank Wolf.
Oh my God.
And she didn't think that was funny?
Yeah.
I don't know. I had another beer and it got even funnier.
So is Jabril going out?
Jabril hates it because of all the walking. Jabril is lazy.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
How old is he?
Jabril is, he's 12 going on 13.
And he doesn't like to walk?
He doesn't. Well, there's a lot of steps in our neighborhood.
Oh, my
You have to go
God.
up and down steps.
Yeah.
Robert doesn't really
This
like
is what's
chocolate.
happening.
And
to
Robert
America.
also
This
hates
really
chocolate.
is.
Yeah.
Well, you ought to get him out and have him
You should walk him
jog.
around.
Robert also hates chocolate, which takes a lot of it out. For
Just
him.
no motivation.
Do you know one time when
There's
he
no
was
chocolate out there.
when Robert
Bunch
was
of
like
kids sitting there watching, like, movies.
Yeah.
when
Black and white.
When Robert was 4, we took him trick or treating, and we saw him go up to a door, and you're a distance away.
Right.
So we just sort of saw this from a distance. The guy brings out a huge bowl, and it's got Reese's cups and Snickers and Milky Way and all the great stuff. And Robert, I hear him say, "No, thank you."
Oh, so if he doesn't like chocolate, there's no point in going.
Yeah,
out.
it's
right.
he's
true.
Just a
there's that.
bummer for
What
him.
about being a child and running around with your friends?
Well, but I mean,
and-
if it's
dressing up.
if I remember for a long time when I was a kid, I didn't like pizza because I got sick. I got like a stomach.
Oh, and you have a
flu.
bad association
And
with
I
it.
had to. Did he have like the stomach flu?
No, he
or-
just has never liked
Has
chocolate.
never
liked chocolate.
It's weird.
All right.
But I think we will still have a happy Halloween. Happy
Really?
Halloween.
Good stuff.
Did you see Letterman the past 2 nights? It is
I
so
saw
eerie.
clips of the empty
I've only
audience.
heard about
It is so weird because of the subways being closed.
Not
Right.
the empty audience, the empty theater.
The empty theater.
Right.
And he's doing the show with no audience.
Wow.
And it is so odd because that is about a 700 seat, I think, theater.
All right.
Fallon did the same thing.
And it sounds different and it definitely feels different. Here's Letterman explaining the fact that they have no audience. This is from Monday Night's Show.
Because of the safety, we thought if we got 500 people here in the audience, that would be great. But then they would be getting out just in time for the big full-on attack of Hurricane Sandy, and that wouldn't be a good idea. The mayor has shut down the tunnels. He shut down the railroad system.
His timing
He shut
is
down the subways.
all
He shut
up.
down buses, and the only way you can get around earlier was taxis. I don't know if you can get around on taxis now, but we felt like we would be putting the audience at jeopardy if they had to sit through the show. And I said, hell, we've been doing that for 30 years. 30 years.
Paul trying real hard.
No applause.
Hello?
Paul really worked. And what's great is he would come out in the beginning of the show and like smile at the camera like there's an audience there, and then the band stops and there's no applause.
Yeah.
And then he says, "Okay,
I gotta watch it.
He says, Paul, can you cover me on the cross?" And so before he even does the monologue, they play another song so he can walk to his desk.
Wow.
But he does the monologue. They don't even have a full staff to do Chiron, like the supers
they were
and
short
stuff.
on people.
So he actually just sat down and read his monologue off cards, and this is how that went.
So here are the jokes. If we had an audience, here, let's run through some of these jokes, Kyle.
Yeah.
I come out and I say, well, so much for the drought. That would have been the opening.
That would have been a funny opening, right there.
It's a whole different perspective when you're sitting here reading them.
Well, you don't get any reaction.
No, that's about right. I got up this morning, turned on the radio, and listened for the talk show closings. I have no luck.
Talk show closings.
Talk show closings.
Yeah. That's a play on.
Wait a minute. I think I hear people banging at the door of the theater, demanding to come in.
Watch this.
Wait a minute. Yeah. We don't want to miss this.
Oh, that's
They
great.
did one great gag where they show the audience, and it's weird to see all those seats empty. He says, and this is really odd to look out at, because normally it looks like this, and they did the same shot, but it had like 10 people in it. Here's the second set of jokes.
9,000 flights have been canceled out at JFK Airport. TSA agents had to grope themselves.
Oh, they had to grope themselves.
They're out there groping themselves right now.
Somebody has to do something.
Something's Hurricane Sandy. The storm has stopped the presidential campaign, so at least some good has come of it. All right, stop it.
It's hysterical.
That's fine.
It's great
Historical and
Yeah,
you know,
I'm
thank
that guy.
All right, that's cool. So thank them for doing that, because that's a historical record of the hurricane. That's why they didn't have an audience.
And
That's
they do
kinda
have
neat.
electricity. I said I think it was at 33rd Street where power picked up.
Anytime anything big happens, a Letterman show is traditionally the historical event in terms of television.
Did anyone see the shot of the water pouring into Ground Zero?
Yeah.
The
I
construction
heard about
site?
it, yeah.
Truly amazing. That's the part of Manhattan that gets it, Lower Manhattan.
Did you see the YouTube guy that actually was filming out his window and watched 3 trees fall?
Really?
This guy's going to be the next double rainbow guy.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh! Oh my god!
Is that Lowell?
Yes, it is.
Our tree!
You're
Cow!
Our tree!
It hit your car! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh.
It hit my car!
Oh, the car! I got that all on film!
Oh.
I got that all on film!
Our big concern these days.
What happened?
What? And then his other idiot friend, what happened? But anyway, that's on our
Wouldn't
YouTube page. Check it
you
out.
gotta defriend that guy as soon as you see that video.
Absolutely.
Right? You're like, come on, act like a man.
What do you think of the people that decided to ignore what everyone said and to wait out the storm?
Well, there are always people that are going to do that. That's what I think about
Do
that.
you think these people are big and smart and winners? Are they smart?
No. I think
Are they big?
Oh, did he wait out the storm?
Live on Extra last night, Trump in Trump Tower.
Where are you right now?
I'm in Trump Tower, and I'm actually in my office.
Shouldn't you be getting out of there?
Only because I love New York.
I know you do.
We're fully prepared. We know exactly what to do and how to do it.
So you're staying. You're going to wait
I
this
live
out.
or die with it. I built many great buildings in New York, and I feel confident in those buildings because I built them.
And
I
they're
built them.
spectacular.
They're great. They're the biggest.
Great, big, fantastic,
Me.
brave.
But who's the hero of the hurricane,
Incidentally,
Mike?
it's Donald Trump? Who is?
Governor Chris Christie.
I'll tell you something. I said
Great pullover.
Carla's not a big fan.
Why?
She just doesn't like
Well,
the guy.
because he's gonna die within a year.
No, he's going to lose weight in 2 years.
She doesn't like the guy, but I tell you, if it's my state and I see him on TV, I want a guy like that.
You feel better.
I
You
want
feel
to.
assured.
I want to feel like he gives a damn.
I
It's
love,
part of the job,
I
man.
loved watching the Chris Christie show. I love the fact that he had a pullover that said Chris Christie.
Tell you, the Romney
Governor.
campaign. The Romney campaign hates him right now.
Of course they do.
More on that in a minute.
Absolutely.
How many people do you think brought him colossal donuts?
All of them.
You know, you listen.
Listen, you.
You are walking out with your apple butter.
Yes.
And with the colossal donut steak. You promise me?
You know, the governor actually has a colossal donut, but he uses it to sit on. Here is Chris Christie talking. They asked him how he thought the hurricane in New Jersey would affect the election. I love this raw emotion.
I don't give a damn about Election Day. It doesn't matter a lick to me. So let the politicians who are on the ballot worry about Election Day. It's not my problem. I'm not dealing with it at the moment.
There he goes.
And I believe him.
And also,
I really do believe the guy.
Did you like the running sort of feud he was having with the mayor of Atlantic City?
Yeah, and I didn't.
Langford,
I
is it?
still haven't gotten my head around that as to whether that's legit or not, because it sounds to me like what the mayor of Atlantic City was saying was that he was only making shelters available for people that chose to ride the storm out, but he did urge everybody to do what the governor had said. That's what I got from the mayor of Atlantic
I think
City.
after the fact, that was what came out, but there was a miscommunication early on, and I love Chris Christie having a huge MSNBC press conference and bad-mouthing the guy.
We're at a moment now where evacuation is no longer possible, and we're no longer able to come and rescue people. This has become particularly problematic in Atlantic City, where, for whatever reason, Mayor Langford urged people to stay in shelters in the city.
Whoa.
Despite my admonition to evacuate, he gave them comfort, for some reason, to stay. We now have a large number of people, we can't quantify it at this point, that are in Atlantic City, and at this juncture, there is no other way for us to go in and get them. They're going to have to ride out the storm there until at least 7 o'clock tomorrow morning.
But anyway, he's my hero right now. I love watching Chris Christie during
Yeah,
these
and I
crises.
think he really feels it, and he's Mr.
Acts
New
like a
Jersey.
leader.
And we close with Conan O'Brien with news about Hurricane Sandy.
The hurricane has
had an
interrupted
audience.
the presidential campaign. Interrupted it, yeah. Both presidential candidates are taking measures to prepare for Hurricane Sandy. For example, President Obama is staying in Washington to coordinate relief efforts. And Mitt Romney's moving his smaller homes into his larger homes. He's taking them to be safe. Right. That makes sense. That's a good approach.
Sure, you got to put the little houses inside the big houses.
That is your magic audio ball.
Andy.
We'll take a break, come back with Buzz and news right after this. I'm Ray Baldy. Welcome back to MikeO'MaraShow.com. Midterm TV report, Homeland, still the best show on television, bar none.
Also, did you see the most recent episode? They did it with no audience.
That was it. Man, that show, that rocks. The tension on that show is fantastic. Welcome back to the show. It's time for Buzz Burbank and the news. Lots going on. That goes
Tell
without
me about
saying.
it. No, I'll tell you about it.
Yes, you tell us about it. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Buzz Burbank.
Thank you, Mike. We're brought to you today by TwizGrid. TwizGrid is a free app for your iPad or iPhone that displays Twitter photos in a user-friendly format. TwizGrid is an official sponsor of our Reno stage show, and you can use it to watch us behind the scenes, and you can use it for your own events as well. To join us backstage in Reno, just open the Reno Mara album. With TwizGrid, you don't have to have a Twitter account to see the
Reno
pictures.
Mara?
Reno
Yes.
Mara.
No apostrophe.
Reno Mara.
All one word, no apostrophe.
It sounds
Reno
like a
Mara.
procedure, doesn't it?
Sounds like a skin disease.
Yeah. Yeah, I cured it with ointment.
Man, I tell you, I spent all that time in Haiti out in the sun, and I came down with a bad case of Reno Mara.
Put some Dermazinc on that Reno Mara.
You can cure it with a colossal donut.
With TwizGrid, you don't have to have a Twitter account to see the pictures. If you do have a Twitter account, you can post comments on our photos and be part of our latest live show. That's TwizGrid, TwizGrid, and find it in the App Store or click the ad on our website. Well, for most Americans, it's just another day, but for many, many Americans, things won't be back to normal for quite a while after Hurricane Sandy. More than 55 people are dead from the storm here on the mainland U.S., nearly half of them New Yorkers. The damage totals more than $50 billion. $30 billion of that in lost commerce. More than 18,000 flights have been canceled. The storm produced 140-mile-an-hour winds on a mountaintop in New Hampshire. That's on land.
It's probably Mount Washington.
Yeah, exactly. And New York City, a wall of water 14 feet high in New York. It buried Red House, Maryland in 29 inches of snow and Easton, Maryland in nearly 13 inches of rain. 17 states were affected, but few as much as New Jersey, which is devastated, and New York City, which will spend the rest of this week trying to recover, and longer in many cases. The flooded subway system will be closed. The system itself, another 4 or 5 days. Parts of the system, as you indicated earlier, much longer than that.
And truly a huge thank you to the scientists, the meteorologists, the people
Good
that,
work, man.
yeah, especially over in Europe with these European models, that they seem to be ahead of the curve.
I love European models. They're so skinny.
they really did an incredible job getting us ready for this. And
did.
I'm still stunned that last Wednesday I flew through the very beginning of this.
Yeah, the early
And,
part of it.
You know, at that time, you think October, probably not going to be
What are
that
the
big a
odds,
deal.
yeah.
And then the fact that it was this massive event, and they knew it. They gave us a week's notice.
While you're talking about the subways, did
Yes.
anyone see, I think it was CNN, that they were going down to survey the damage of the water down there. They could only go down 2 flights because they're estimating in places 35 feet of water.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
my
Right.
God.
Yeah.
35, that's like a 4-story building.
Well, you know,
Some of that's 5 stories deep.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you want to be aware of it. I was taking a snow shovel and kind of raking the water out of my basement.
Sure.
And just, it's just relentless. And you think of that teeny tiny amount of water that I have, and then you just look at what they deal. This is going to be a huge deal. Even draining this water out of New York is going to take a long time.
And even once it's drained, many of those support beams, the system is 108 years old.
Yeah.
And a lot of that structure under there is over 100 years old. And how well it holds up to the water damage and what needs to be done afterward.
Well, Mike, you and I have ridden the subway. When it's in perfect repair, it feels like you're cheating death.
Yeah, it's very
I mean,
scary.
God.
LaGuardia Airport, which we've used many times, will be closed indefinitely. Wall Street reopened today. Things are not the same, though. The power will be out in lower Manhattan for days. And 8 million other folks in the Northeast will be powerless for several more days, as in some cases, again, no power for weeks. Although the storm has passed, the water it left behind is still draining into our rivers, and those have just begun to overflow. It's bad enough that tens of thousands of people in New Jersey, Hoboken in particular, are stranded inside their homes. But snow from what's left of the storm is still falling. They're expecting another 2 to 4 feet of snow in the mountains of West Virginia, western Maryland, and southwestern Pennsylvania. Jesus. And then there's the sewage. Tens of millions of gallons of raw or only partially treated sewage have spilled into rivers because of this storm. A plant near Baltimore spilled 2 million gallons an hour into a tributary of the Chesapeake Bay for 15 hours straight. And there were sewage spills in at least 18 other locations in Maryland. The shellfish harvest is suspended because of the fecal contamination. Untreated sewage,
No, I'm not going to say that. It's a storm of the century. But I'm just going to go, I thought they had contingencies for
nobody expects
Also,
the
Mike,
Spanish Inquisition.
when it's underwater.
Everyone was nervous, so there was more sewage than normal.
Thank you.
That didn't happen.
Happy joy.
Bubbling guts.
Yeah.
Untreated
Good luck
sewage,
with your bet, Oscar.
Untreated sewage flowed into New York's Hudson River as well, and multiple other locations in New York State and in Connecticut. President Obama will tour devastated New Jersey today alongside the aforementioned Governor Christie. Christie has a record.
Like a semicolon.
He has a record, as you know, of searing criticism of the president, but he's had nothing but high praise for Obama's handling of the crisis.
That's right, Buzz. I'm sorry, I didn't have your clip ready, but
He
I
was
do have
getting
it.
his next funny line
he's too busy
about the
doing
natural
shit.
disaster.
Let the horse run, Mike.
It's worked in rehearsal.
The president's been great. I spoke to him 3 times yesterday. He called me for the last time at midnight last night. I asked me what I needed. I said if you could expedite the major disaster declaration without all the normal FEMA mumbo jumbo. He got right on it. I got a call from FEMA at 2 a.m. For me to answer a couple of questions. And then this morning, I understand he signed the major disaster declaration for New Jersey. The president has been all over this, and he deserves great credit. I've been on the phone with him, like I said, yesterday personally 3 times. He gave me his number at the White House, told me to call him if I needed anything, and he absolutely means it.
The amazing thing is he sounds skinny.
Here's the thing, though. I mean, you know, really,
this changes
really,
the election. For the undecided,
yes.
this changes
It does.
a
Do
lot.
you really think
Yes,
it's that
it does.
significant?
It does, because Chris Christie is basically what Chris Christie was supposed to be one of the pit bulls for the Republican
He's
Party.
the future of the party.
And if he's supposed to be the future and the pit bull, and if the pit bull could become friends with his supposed enemy in a time of crisis like this is what it's like for Chris Christie to be a governor, and this is what it's like for a president to be a president.
Amen.
This is what you want to see.
You know what? And this is the way, God damn it, it ought to be. And I'm not
Yes.
saying this
Everything
because
should work this way all the time.
I'm not saying this because I'm an Obama supporter. I'm really not. I'm saying this is the way it ought to be all the time. And if I'm in the state of New Jersey, really, and you're down there at that Jersey Shore, he's not thinking politically right now. He's thinking about treating the president well and saying good things about the president, because the president is the one that's going to get him the aid they need down there.
They are both reaching across the aisle and meeting in the middle, and this is what we hoped for so badly 4 years ago.
It's a good example. Both. I don't give Obama. Obama's doing his job.
Yes.
Chris Christie
As is Chris Christie, but they could turn it political, and they didn't.
Chris Christie, Rob, is actually, and I wanted to say this, Chris Christie is putting all that crap aside for this disaster.
His political future within that party he's put it at jeopardy. He put a selfish man looking at the future.
Yeah, when you see Steve
or
Ducey,
maybe he rises above it.
When you see Steve Ducey, who, God love, idiot Ducey, had to get the political question in, and that pissed off Jeff Christie.
And we keep saying
I know we always
Chris
do.
Christie,
Another fat guy.
You know, I mean, I want to see my government Democrats and Republicans work this way all the time. So not just when there's a disaster. I want to see it happen all the time.
But what Oscar said, that he put his future at risk, I think he might have solidified his future.
I agree with Rob on that.
I think he played this really smart, and I hate to say that in this kind of circumstance, but I think what he did is so right. It's brilliant.
Yeah, but gentlemen, I guess what I'm trying to tell you, it's not necessary. This is, if Chris Christie wants to run for president in the next 4 years when Obama or whoever walks out of office, then that's his choice. He can do that regardless of what just happened. But he decided to say, I don't care about this presidential race. I care about my citizens in my state. I care about what's happening here. And if somebody calls me on it, I'm going to tell them I don't care because I care about what's happening in my state right now.
And I got the impression, I felt like the man was sincere.
I absolutely think he's sincere. He set a good example, and I liked what you said, Oscar, about the pit bull of the Republican Party is at this moment working as a bipartisan. And I think that sets an amazing example. And it reminds me of Rob's prediction on Monday that he thought Obama would win re-election and that Chris Christie would run and perhaps be elected in the subsequent election in 16. I think this lays out a very good scenario for that. And as a voter on that side of things, if Obama's re-elected, I would absolutely consider Christie as a president after that if Hillary's not.
And if you want to, and if you want to be, and if you really want to play devil's advocate and think evil, if this sort of backhanded, sort of sneaky,
I'm going to play devil's advocate, and we're running out of time.
I know we are. I'm sorry about that.
I'll table it for the election show.
Some other Republican leaders are complaining about Christie's praise for the president, but Christie doesn't care. When he was asked whether Mitt Romney would be touring the damage, Christie replied, I have no idea, nor am I the least bit interested. I have a job to do that is much bigger than presidential politics. If you think right now I give a damn about presidential politics, you don't know me. Mitt Romney is on the campaign trail in Florida. He's been ignoring reporters' questions about his apparent goal of doing away with FEMA, leaving the work of disaster relief to the states. And while Romney campaign officials are trying to downplay the stand he took in the primary debates, Romney's running mates made it very clear he is for cutting spending for disaster relief. The Romney campaign also got a smackdown from the auto industry this week over its ads claiming that GM used some of its bailout funds to hire more workers in China. A GM spokesman says there's a Hubble telescope-length distance between that and reality. And Chrysler says the Romney ad is also wrong about its plans to build Jeeps in China. There's been no shortage of odd news during our focus on the hurricane. In Forest Hill, Texas, a man drove his car through the wall of a Baptist church Monday, got out, and beat the pastor to death with an electric guitar. Jesus. In Phoenix, a hiker fell to his death when he was chased off a cliff by a swarm of angry bees.
Oh, I hate when they get mad.
And finally, but thank you, Florida, for the oddest news of all. Along the Palm Coast, a deputy spotted a Mercedes that had been involved in a hit and run. He pulled it over and found the driver climbing over the center console with his fly down and the front of his pants wet. The deputy asked the driver for license, registration, and proof of insurance. Instead, the driver produced 3 nicotine patches. Later, in the back of a patrol car, the driver who had been arrested started kicking and yelling that the Germans are after us.
Well, he's right.
He's since been charged with driving while intoxicated at twice the legal limit. No matter what happens, it seems we'll always have Florida. I'm Buzz Burbank of the Mike O'Mara Show.
God. you gotta think about putting that all into a book.
You know, somebody's already done that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Florida.
You bet.
Thank you, Buzz. Our show is brought to you by Encore Insurance Services, LLC, official sponsor of our live stage show. All you have to do is give them a call. They'll give you a quote. 866-347-5748, or you can go to smartterm.com. We are very, very proud and grateful to be sponsored again by
Encore
Insurance Services, and we'll see them and you out in Reno, Nevada. For those of you that have family members that have been severely impacted by this storm, for people with relatives in New Jersey, in the hard-hit parts of Maryland, in New York State, in Connecticut, our prayers and our thoughts go out to you guys to make your way through this thing, this storm, and we'll be back with another show for you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.